Hi everyone, it's been a while, but today is the last day of the year, and as always, I want to take some time to reflect on how this year went and where this channel goes moving forward. Hi everyone, and welcome back for the 2024 year in review. Usually how these videos work is I'll divide them up into sections and talk about stuff like the channel, my videos, I guess how the year went for me personally. And I'm still gonna do all that, but this is also my first upload in almost 3 months. And so this video will probably be less about the logistics of the channel and more so where I've been and also what the state of this channel is gonna be like moving forward. So let's get started with a look at my 2024. I truly don't know where to start with this year. There was good stuff and there was also some of the worst. There were some great memories I've had this year, but as a whole, in many senses, it was just a difficult year. I say this mostly in terms of my personal life, but also just for the world, I don't think it was a good year. For the country, not the best. Obviously for the country, this was an election year, and at least from my perspective, yeah, it was disheartening to see that so many people wanted this guy back in office. And it's frustrating to see that the last 4 years in American politics just didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. A lot of people are going to get hurt, and unfortunately I think things just get worse from here. So that's very disappointing to think about. This year I also started my second year of college. Academically it's been pretty challenging, but definitely manageable. And definitely a lot of fond memories to look back on from college this year. So something that I'm obviously very, very grateful for. So yeah, 2024, it was certainly a big year, an important year. Also I think in a lot of different ways, a difficult year. It would be wrong to say that it was all bad because that's just not true. And you have to take the good with the bad. But for me, there are certain things that happened this year and just very difficult challenges that kind of define 2024 to me. And so the future, this is not a year I'll look back on as one of my favorites. And I just have a lot of mixed feelings about the year coming to a close. In some ways, I'm ready for this year to be over. In other ways, I'm not. I don't know. It was a very mixed year to say the least. This is usually the part of the video where I break down the numbers, discuss what's going on here, and I guess not really too much to look at this year. Special thanks to 86 new subscribers. That is the lowest amount for any of my years on YouTube. For watch time and views, I believe those are the second lowest amounts, second only to 2018, my first year. One strange thing I noticed is in these last 90 days, when I only posted once on October 1st, the channel only lost 4 subscribers. And there have been times this year where I've lost more subscribers during times when I was more active. I don't know, it's just weird how YouTube works. And, you know, not the worst outcome for doing nothing for 3 months. Which I guess now is a good time to discuss. The reason I've been missing these last few months is basically entirely due to school. As I said, this fall was pretty busy and difficult academically. There wasn't much time for this, and the free time I did have, I did not spend on YouTube. Which I think is pretty reasonable. It's also safe to say, especially in the fall, I have not felt very motivated about this channel, in large part just due to schoolwork and other stuff going on, but also of course it's the period where Ninjago is not super active right now. Yeah, there's been news and leaks and stuff, but honestly, none of this has really interested me that much. And I probably won't feel invested in Ninjago again until we get a trailer for season 3. But I'd say before October, this channel was not super active, but I'd like to say I was uploading on a somewhat consistent basis. Especially in the late spring and summer, I made videos that I genuinely wanted to make, and was overall pretty happy with. And I'm also glad that I was able to cover Dragon's Rising Season 2 and make reviews for it at a much more timely pace compared to last year with Season 1. And again, it is true, this fall I haven't felt very motivated about this channel. This is my first time recording a video since September. For most of this year, I did feel motivated about this channel, up until September or so, when I went back to school and life got busier. Usually summers are more active times for this channel, which was definitely true of this year and is true of past years too. This channel is not a job and there's definitely more important stuff going on. So, you know, if there's periods where I don't feel motivated, it's not something I'm going to force myself to revisit. Besides these last 3 months, I feel pretty satisfied with the channel's schedule this year and the general goal of 1 to 2 uploads per month. And next, let's take a look at those videos themselves. This year I made 17 new videos, counting this, which is probably a little lower than what I had expected, but it's still a decent amount. Those videos split up pretty evenly between Dragon's Rising Season 2 coverage and more general content. Most of my content in the lead up to part 1 was focused on Dragon's Rising, and I was able to review both parts of Season 2. But also, this season has cemented Ross as one of Ninjago's best villains. I really love how the show portrayed Ross's manipulation of Aaron, and how in Ross, this show has a central villain who's a constant across seasons. While I've largely stopped news content, reviewing new Ninjago seasons is still one of my favorite things, especially because Ninjago has been so good lately. As of 2024, the show has been in a very strong place, and Season 2 was a fantastic Ninjago season. But I also made some more general content and analyses that I feel pretty happy with. And so to wrap things out, the best way for Ninjago to tell a story about death is to tell a story that has permanent effects. A story about a character who has passed away for good and is not going to come back. That is the best way Ninjago can handle a serious topic, and it's the best way it could do it justice for its young audience. I also tried to do some more rankings and top 5s this year, one of which was my most viewed video that I made this year, Top 5 Worst Ninjago Villains. There was so much potential for some sort of mastermind villain, an Oni villain who was behind the invasion for centuries. Instead, we got a one-dimensional villain who has no backstory, whose voice you can barely understand. He has almost the exact same design as every other Oni. And also, despite the inactivity this year, I did have some collaborations or guest features on other channels. There were a couple of these in 2024, and I'm really glad that we were able to do these. And next year, I hope that I can have some collaborations on my channel as well. And also, one final thing is that this year, my videos kind of varied in length. There were some shorter videos, longer videos, mid-length videos, and that's something I'm pretty happy about. I have wanted to shift this channel towards longer videos, and I think we're on the right path for that. So yeah, that's a look at 2024 for my YouTube videos. Certainly less videos than usual, but those videos themselves weren't too different. And I also want to say, if you have any suggestions or feedback or advice for my content style or the kind of videos you want to see here, please let me know. I would appreciate it very much. That said, let's wrap up and discuss some goals for 2025. So let's talk activity first. I do hope next year I can do 1 to 2 uploads a month and can maintain the schedule that I had this year up until the last 3 months. What I will say is that I do expect next winter and spring to be pretty busy, about as busy as I've been this fall. But what I can say is that I hope in the summer I'll be able to focus on this channel more since I'll be home. In terms of the type of videos I make, this year was a good model for that. I want to keep doing some rankings and top 5s when possible, as well as looks at the older show. For Dragon's Rising Season 3, you can expect me to start covering it once we get a trailer or teaser, and barring anything major, I will continue to review the show. And as I said before, it would be nice to do some more collaborations on here. I really enjoyed doing some on other channels this year, but I'd also like to have some on this channel. The last thing I want to discuss is my general motivation towards this channel. As I've said, these past few months I've not really been interested in making videos, but that's something that kind of fluctuates. My interest and motivation for this channel tends to change, and it usually coincides with when I'm home and have free time versus when I'm not. As long as there is a broader sense of motivation towards this channel, then I will continue it and continue to make videos. But if there ever comes a time when I'm just not really interested at all anymore, that's when this channel would kind of come to a stop, or I'd start making different videos. But that time has not come yet, and I don't think it's going to next year. So while there may be periods of inactivity as there was this year, you can expect that that's going to be temporary, and the channel will continue. And that brings to mind one more goal. If I envision that I'm going to be inactive for some time, I should probably make a post about it, or at least let people know. But that's about all for this video, and closes out my 7th year on YouTube. As always, I'd like to thank you all for your continued support of this channel and my videos. Even though the channel is much less active, I really do appreciate that people still watch my videos, and it's a great feeling. So yeah, with that wraps up my year in review. As I always say, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, share with anyone, whenever you know, and I hope you had a good 2024, and I wish you the best in the new year.